Okay, Florida is no stranger to hurricanes, and the state has always been able to rely on migrant workers to help out after disaster strikes. But following the recent hurricane, the migrant workers are nowhere to be found thanks to the devastating law that was signed by Ron DeSantis. Now, do you remember when the law was signed, how many times we did a story and said, Ron, crazy Ron, this is a problem. Because when the next hurricane comes, we're not going to have anybody to fix the houses. Crazy Ron, you might get control over those legislators in Tallahassee, because when that happens, nobody's going to be here to pick the fruit. Nobody's going to be here to fix the roofs. Nobody's going to be here to rebuild. This is a big problem for Florida. There's an organization, I can't think of the name of the organization, maybe you know, but they coordinate with migrant workers all over the country to where when something like this happens, a disaster, migrant workers come in and they do a spectacular job. I remember 2 hurricanes, they have helped rebuild my home. I mean, fix the roof when nobody else could do it. And I think right now we're seeing exactly what we were talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that group has literally thousands of migrant workers, and they have now said because of this law that DeSantis passed, if we even brought them into Florida, we would be facing Class 3 felony charges. So we literally cannot bring our workers in. They want to work, they want the money, they're great at what they do, but if we even so much as drive that bus over the border in Florida, we've just now committed a felony according to this law, not to mention all of these people would be arrested on site.
Yeah, it's even worse than that. If they go to a hospital, the hospital has to report that there's a migrant worker here in the emergency room. If we invalidate their driver's license if we find out they're a migrant worker. We use the E-Verify system to actually just harass them. And so that's what they accomplished here. Now, we have, after the last hurricane, which fortunately, well, it was a bad hurricane. People are out of homes. It was a terrible, terrible experience for some folks up in the panhandle of Florida. Idalia was the hurricane. And you got work sites that are abandoned. There's nobody there. And that's not the case. You remember when we had hurricanes here, they'd come in, they were great to work with. They were hard workers, man. I'm still friends with several of them that worked on my home. And I just don't know where this takes us. Do you? How bad does it get?
Well, especially for the residents in those areas that were hit by the hurricane, and ones that are going to be hit in the future, because we're going to get a hurricane probably at least every year here in Florida.
Yeah.
They're going to see that, hey, whereas a year ago it would have taken 2 to 3 weeks to start to get our lives back to normal, it's going to be 3 to 4 months before anything resembling normal starts to pop up, because we just simply do not have the manpower to do this.
One problem is you've got the crazy right, equating everybody that comes across the border with a cartel. Now, cartel is a problem. The border states down around Texas, it's a big, big problem.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that people that want to come here, they just want to support their family. They want to work here and send checks back home and have a better quality of life. The cartel and the disgusting things the cartel is doing with drugs, with human trafficking, you name it. It's just an abomination. But it's causing so much, it's giving the crazy right so much material to say, hell, we're not going to let anybody in.
Right. And because of that, we end up with laws like this, because DeSantis was trying to pander to those people prior to his presidential run, which he's now gone down in flames. I mean, he's got Ramaswamy nipping at his heels, and his numbers are getting worse by the week. We're the ones in Florida who are still going to suffer under this guy. Luckily, the country won't, but we still have to deal with it.
I tell you one thing, I hope the country wakes up to Nikki Haley, because she is a nutcase. She would drop a bomb on Iran tomorrow if Boeing told her we wanted to start a new war. That's how owned she is by the weapons industry. She is an awful selection. Right now, the public is not seeing that. So, I don't know. He's not going to make it. I don't think he's going to make it. I thought there was a day he could until he started making public appearances. And they said, this guy doesn't have any personality at all. I'd rather have Sleepy Joe fall asleep at the podium than have to endure his personality.